everyone, it's Carissa at Sprinkled with Glitter, and I am here with a card project for you. Today I'm going to be using my Lifestyle Crafts letterpress to create a Christmas card. I'm going to be also using the shape and tape from them, but you'll see that in a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by setting up my letterpress tool. Now this one's brand new if you've seen my videos in the past on the letterpress. My old one was pretty worn out, so I'm pretty excited that I have this new letterpress tool, and I'm going to set it up. Usually I keep my paper guides on it once I set it up, and so this is kind of starting from scratch. You get these little paper placement guides with your letterpress tool, and they're just these little foam things. They kind of just help give your paper something to settle into to make sure you always get the right alignment. I have a A2 letterpress fold card here in the white, and I'm going to go ahead just for placement purposes and butt it all the way up against this right edge. So I will stick a foam placement guide on a couple of them on this left side of what would be the left side of the card, just to kind of help keep it lined up once I'm in there. And then I will put a couple along the top too. So now that I have my paper placement guides in place, I can make sure that when I am putting in a new piece of paper every time, I just push it up against these and I know it's going in straight every time. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and position my printing plates on here. And I am using the Scholastic printing plate. I'll bring it in here. It's these letters and numbers, and then I'm also going to be using just the Christmas of this Merry Christmas sentiment from one of the holiday sets, and I will link all these products over at my blog so you can check them out. I've gone ahead and cut the Merry off, and I'm just going to be using the Christmas. So I've gotten my letters out here to spell out the word Merry, and I just like to use some Scotch double stick tape to stick these to my letterpress tool. So I'm just going to start out by putting a little piece of Scotch tape on the back of each one of my letters. Then I can position them on the card and close my tool down over it. Okay, so I have my letters positioned over this, and then I'm just gonna, because my tripod's right in front of me, I can't actually close this, so I'm just gonna slide this very carefully without moving my plates. And then I'll show you that I just close the top part over this. And that double stick tape is on those plates here. So then I can just lift this up, and then all of my printing plates are on the top part where they need to be. So now that I have my plate set up, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my ink. And I'm just going to bring in my ink printing, I don't even know what this is called actually. I call it my little palette. And I'm going to be using this little roller as well. And I think I'm going to use the gold ink for this, and these inks come in these little tubes, and you can see mine are well loved. I only need a little bit, and I say it's about a pea-sized drop that I use, and you're going to be able to get several cards out of this one little preparation for ink. And I just use my roller to work that out. And I'll go back and forth over this. It looks like my roller's not one of the better ones that I have. There we go. It's starting to roll now. And I'm just going to work this out across the palette here. Now it's not going to look like very much ink, but you really don't need a whole lot of ink. And this ink is a special kind of ink. It's a very thick and sticky ink. Okay, I have my ink prepared here, and then I can go ahead and bring my letterpress tool back in. I'm actually going to set my ink palette aside so that you can see how I'm inking this up. I'm going to open my tool here, and hopefully you guys can all see that. There's a little bit of a glare. Have to forgive me, I have some lights on for the filming. And I'm just gonna roll this ink across these plates. Now this little strip I brought in here is just to help me ink these a little bit better. It helps me not to roll off the side, so it just kind of gives me a little ledge to almost butt this roller up against, because I don't want to get ink on the edge of the plate. And then this I will just remove when I'm done inking my plate. And I can set it aside for the next time I ink, because I am going to be mass producing these. Go ahead and close my letterpress tool onto the paper. Now the paper is inside the letterpress tool here, and I'm going to run it through my evolution. So this piece just goes straight in there, and I can just run it through my evolution here. And then I have my perfectly letterpressed card there. I'm going to go ahead and run about 5 more of these through my letterpress, because I think the wonderful thing about letterpress is that it makes mass producing so quick and easy. So I've done several of these letterpressed cards, and now I'm going to embellish them just to make them a little more special. And I'm going to be using the Lifestyle Crafts Shape and Tape. I'm going to be using the red, and I have a package here. I'm going to be using this diagonal stripe. Shape and Tape is like sheets of washi tape. So it is just a full 6x12 sheet, and it is washi tape. So it's really fun and easy to use. I'm going to go ahead and cut just a really thin strip of this to put along the bottom of the card here. So I would say this is not quite even a 1/4 inch wide, and I can just trim this off because I'm going to be only using a part. I'm going to cut it at an angle here, and I can just use those red and white lines as my guides. And I'll adhere that down to the card there. And for my final touch, I am just going to add some of these Studio Calico wood veneer stars, and I'll just adhere them to the card using some Tombow Mono multi-glue. So here is my completed card. I just added some fun finishing touches to the letterpressed card. Once you get your letterpress tool all set up, the printing goes really easy. You can just keep re-inking and running through. So the letterpress tool is great for mass producing cards. I finished off a bunch of the other ones here. And I did want to mention that the letterpress is compatible with your other die cut machines as well. It is compatible with the Sizzix Vagabond and the Sizzix Big Kick. You can check out links to all the products I used over on my blog at Sprinkled with Glitter, and head on over there also for a discount code that you can use at shopweare.com, and I will put it on the bottom of this video as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.